Imagine you're walking through the forest of northern Oregon amongst a plethora of life forms that are aware of your presence. You may be unaware of this, but the largest organism in the world is also aware of your presence. The discovery of this giant fungus known as Armillaria ostoyae in 1998 proved it to be the largest living organism on the planet we know today. Its mycelial networks sprawl through the soil over an area of about 2,384 acres. And now mycelium is like the roots of the mushroom, basically. It's like these tenuously formed fibers that go through the roots. Like that. But it's also the oldest organism on Earth, too. It's about 2,000 years old, they estimate, 2,400 years old or something like that. And the study, that's in the Blue Mountains, Oregon. The study of fungi is known as mycology, and no one knows it better than Paul Stamets. Ever since I heard of Paul Stamets years ago, he's been my idol and personal hero. Today I will discuss how Paul Stamets' groundbreaking research is being used as a practical means to save the planet from human destruction. He not only researches ways in which mushrooms can help save the planet, but also puts these methods into practical use. Paul Stamets has made not only some of the most significant contributions to the field of mycology, but also to restoring and maintaining the Earth's ecological integrity. When Stamets' family moved from Ohio to Seattle when he was a teenager, he was mesmerized by the rainforests of the Pacific Northwest and the diverse world of mushrooms. He worked as a logger in the forest, where he was introduced to a wide variety of mushrooms that his logger friends would collect and eat. Their excitement upon each new mushroom patch was infectious, wrote Paul Stamets in his 96 book, Psilocybin Mushrooms of the World. Paul Stamets has been a dedicated mycologist for over 30 years. He discovered and co-authored four new species of mushrooms. In 2010, he received the President's Award from the Society of Ecological Restoration of the Northwest Chapter in recognition of his contributions to ecological restoration. And he has written 6 books on mushroom cultivation, use, and identification. Paul Stamets has developed many patents to help with ecological restoration. He came up with a life box, which is a small package that has spores that grow with seeds planted into it that form a symbiotic ecosystem between the plants and the fungus that come out of this box, and so it can technically make an old growth forest if you let it go on. And he's developed a patent made from a fungal hybrid he developed that has been highly effective treatment for termites, carpenter ants, and about 200,000 other plant species. It is a way to neutralize pests in a way that's completely non-toxic to humans or the environment. Andrew Weil wrote in his foreword to Paul Stamets in his book Mycelium Running 2005 that Paul Stamets holds a number of these patents in these areas, and I look forward to seeing his inventions put to use. Now, mushrooms they're decomposers of dead plants and stuff. And Stamets wrote in his 2005 book, Mycelium Running, that since many of the bonds that hold plant material together are similar to the bonds found in petroleum products, including diesel oil and many herbicides and pesticides, mycelial enzymes are well suited for decomposing a wide spectrum of durable toxic chemicals. Stamets paired with Battelle Laboratories in 1998 to do some experiments. 4 large soil piles saturated with diesel and other petroleum products were set aside. One was a control pile, one was treated with enzymes, the other was treated with bacteria, and Mr. Stamets' pile, they inoculated with mushroom culture, or mushroom mycelium. And so the tarps were covered for 6 weeks. The mycelium absorbed the oil and produced enzyme that break the hydrogen-carbon bonds that hold the oil together. After 6 weeks, the tarps were taken off, and the 3 other piles were dead, dark, and stinky as they were before. And the one inoculated with mushroom culture had hundreds of pounds of healthy fresh oyster mushrooms growing off it. And a lot of these mushrooms were really large, which showed how much nutrients they could obtain from the oil. They had to remanufacture the hydrocarbons into carbohydrates or form sugars. And many of the mushrooms, actually something else happened. They sporulated, and the insects were attracted to the spores, and they came laying eggs, which made larvae, which brought birds, which brought seeds, and the oasis became a pile. The pile became an oasis of life, basically. And so the aromatic hydrocarbons went from 10,000 parts per million to less than 200 parts per million in less than 8 weeks. So as it's obvious to see, Stamets was able to turn his passion into life into what he truly felt like he should be doing, which is doing his part in helping the environment. Paul Stamets is considered a pioneer to what he does in the field of mycology and ecological restoration, paving a path not only for mycologists to explore new fields, but also for every individual to reclaim their place as responsible citizens of the planet. We are more closely related to kingdom fungi than any other kingdom. The next time you eat a mushroom, think of how these little guys can do more for us than just to provide a tasty delight. If you plan on doing something good for the environment, implementing some of Paul Stamets' ways, ideas might be a good place to start.